What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Ci'Ara Desiree, and once again, I am sending my love your way. It has been a very long time since I have even touched the camera to record, but I just felt like I had to do a little bit more living because life started lifing, and when life starts lifing, those lessons become a little bit more apparent. And whenever I am in a situation where I'm gleaning information from a lesson, I'm now in a place where I feel comfortable enough to share. And recently, God has been dealing with me a lot in regard to my devotionals, me pulling up on God so that he can pour into me so that I'm able to pour out into others. And before we even get started in this new journey of me trying to present information to whoever decides to watch, I want to first and foremost say that I'm doing all of this out of reverence for God. I'm not trying to get a popularity contest, and I have to say this for myself too, because a lot of times when we are focusing on numbers, when we're focusing on being popular, when we are focusing on going viral, we miss the point, and we also miss the lesson and how it can bless somebody else. So all of this is simply because God has given it to me, and I really feel like he was like, yo, Ci'Ara, whenever I download, you upload. So those times and those moments that I'm coming and sitting down and just trying to be with God, he gives me divine downloads. I swear I can't make this stuff up. And I don't want to put myself out there as if I have made it or I have all of my stuff together and all of my ducks in a row. No, it's because I'm going through tough times and I'm able to sit with God to pull the information from the lessons that I'm learning. And I'm only trying to share. That's all I want to do. So to get back into I don't even want to say driver's seat because I'm not trying to drive. I'm co-piloting with my God, with my Heavenly Father. We are doing this together this time. But where I wanted to kind of kickstart is the fact that for a very long time, I feel like I've been hiding my light, and God gives each and every one of us a light. But sometimes the dark world that we live in allows us to dim it, allows us to put it under a table, allows us to sometimes even unplug so the light not even cut on. But for me, it's like God is really showing me that these things are important. And if you get it, you can give it to somebody else for them to understanding. And honestly, the growth happens with a shift in perspective. Because I could say the same thing over and over and over again, but until your mind aligns with your heart and aligns with your emotion, I don't think the change actually happens. So I think one of my biggest lessons recently is the fact that I am in this position right now, not to compete, but to contribute to the kingdom. And I don't know who needs to hear this. Like, do the things that make you passionate. Do the things that make you smile. And instead of worrying about what everybody else is doing, instead of worrying about if you're going to go viral, how many clicks or views can I get? Be authentic in who you are. And me being real and me being transparent right now, I stopped recording because I felt like toxic positivity was taking over. My life is not perfect. I don't feel like I have arrived. A lot of the things that I was trying to talk about was because I was trying to tell myself to get up out of it. But I feel like my greatest gift right now is being authentically true about where I am. And on this journey, I'm still struggling with insecurities. On this journey, I'm still struggling with how to be a single mother and accepting some of the things that I have to endure while trying to carry this load of a blessing. I don't want to say load like it's a bad thing, but the blessing of being a mother can be challenging, and the moving parts that come with it, like what people see is not all that it is, you know? And my authenticity and me having these honest conversations, if you see me look at my book, this is my devotional. And of course you can see the colors that I do have, but when I share, I definitely want to share because none of this is me. If I pull up on God, it's simply because he has poured out to give it to someone. Okay. And so I have to get past the fear of all the things that I'm going through and be authentic, be real, because I feel like real is relatable. And there's too many people out here being fake. It's too many people out here promoting toxic positivity. I was one of them. And God had to get with me. And he's like, yo, Ci'Ara, I don't need for you to perform. I don't need for you to conform. I just need you to contribute. And that's honestly all I'm going to do moving forward. If you see me on this, it's because I have gotten something and I want to share. It may not be every week. I might not bust out videos, you know, to try to be on top of the... No, if it's something authentic, if it's genuine, and if I feel like this was like real, this is how God really been dealing with me, then I'm definitely going to share. So the biggest thing, I don't know who needs to hear this, but Ci'Ara is sending her love your way right now and letting somebody know that you are the light in this dark world. You don't have to become darkness, right? Beat darkness with more darkness. The only thing that can overcome darkness is light. And so in this season, like, I've really been focusing on the idea of light. And being a light beam off the strength of what God has given me. Shining bright is our responsibility. And that's not to snuff somebody else's light out. It's not to make somebody else feel inferior. It's because you're honoring the light that God put into you. And in one of my devotionals, God was like, Ci'Ara, all I need for you to focus on your light work. That's all I need for you to do is focus on your light work. How can you shimmer? How can you shine? How can you glisten in the world and bring that joy to other people, right? And so that's LIGHT. So he was like, Ci'Ara, just focus on your light work. Be that light in a dark place. And I will focus on your light work. LITE, like the minimal things, the people that are trying to bring you down, the people that are trying to snuff you out. If you focus on your light work, I'll handle that. That's light work. You know how people say that. That's light work for me. I ain't got to do none of that. Like, put it to the side. Let God handle my light work. And I think that has been something that has, it's really been profound for me. It was my perspective shift, because I'm over here trying to fight darkness with darkness. But all he want me to do is focus on me being a light beam on his team. And you can blow the world up just by simply you being you, and you're staying connected. And one of the things that I find super helpful for me is that whenever I decide to pull up on God, he pours out into me. Those moments or those mornings where I don't pull up, I don't open up, and I don't sit and pray about whatever my day is going to be like, I feel it. I feel it. And I'm not a Bible thumper. Let me just say this. I don't know all the address and phone numbers of scriptures. But I do know my experience with God and me trying to be a different person. Yes, I still cuss. Yes, I still do things that may not completely make God happy. But he sees that my progress is greater than me trying to attempt to be perfect. And I want to share that with y'all too. Like, focus on your light work. Focus on doing right, and God will handle the rest. Like, you can't worry about what people are doing. You can't start comparing, because that's how you'll end up shutting down. And that's going to rob you of the joy and also the gift of light that God has given each of us. And what's crazy and how God is so good is that each of us has a different light that shines in a different way, but it's still a light worth sharing. Each of us has a different light that can be displayed differently, but it's still worth sharing. You know, and unfortunately, this world is becoming very dark. But if we are for the kingdom and we are definitely trying to do the things that please God, he needs for us to be the hands, the feet, or the mouthpiece. In all of these categories, you can shine your light. However you feel your gift has been given to you by God, that's how you share it with the kingdom. Instead of trying to compete, just contribute. And so on this journey, I definitely, like I said, I have my little devotions, and I want to start just breaking down. It scares me because I don't know if I want to. I know a lot of times when you talk about God, certain things get misconstrued, and also the algorithm doesn't like that. But I'm not Sarah Jakes Roberts. I'm nobody's pastor or preacher, and I don't want to put myself in a box, because I could talk about how, child support, it can be very disheartening for a single mother. Some of the things that the courts are putting in place, or I could tell you how I felt like I wanted to cuss so and so out. I just want to be authentic. And sometimes talking about God makes people believe that you have to carry this torch of not having any blemishes. But baby, my blemishes are visible. My blemishes are real, and I'm willing to share them, because I feel like coming together and just one person feeling like they're not alone can make a world of a difference. But we could do life together, because life is gonna life. But if we got each other, we could get through it. Okay? Okay. But in my 35 years of living, life has been giving me some gems, and I just want to share that. And so it's moving from Ci'Ara Desiree to Ci'Ara Surrendered, because I think in my surrendered state, I've been open to learning more about love, about God, about letting go, about forgiveness, about peace, about God energy, and just about how we can all live the life that God has called us to live happily, peacefully, fruitfully, if we all just choose to stop trying to be God and honestly just be ourselves. So I pray on this journey, as I share the things that I've been through recently, and how God has been using me and the life lessons that he's been blessing me to be able to learn time and time again. But it's definitely going to be for the benefit of growth. And growth is uncomfortable. Growth is ugly. But on the other side of through, that's the more beautiful you. Let me say that one more time. On the other side of through, that's the more beautiful you. Okay? So again, I look forward to seeing everybody back in this place. Don't know who's going to get this. Don't know who timeline on YouTube is going to be able to catch this. May the angels of the algorithms be in my favor. And yeah, I'll see you guys back soon. I love you a lot. It's Ci'Ara Desiree, and I'm sending my love your way. But until we meet again, make sure you do be you, do you, but most importantly, stay true, always and forever. I love you. Bye.